I'm here to tell you the most dirtiest player in the WNBA contract has been written, bro. And I'm here to tell you she's out for the season. Yes, you heard me correctly. Yeah, man, Bria Hartley. So Connecticut PR has released a statement. Bria Hartley is to miss the remainder of the season.
If you believe in basketball karma, tell me this isn't the wildest week of the WNBA season. Sophie Cunningham tears her MCL after a collision that sets the internet on fire. Then, the very player fans blamed, Bria Hartley, is suddenly ruled out for the year with a knee injury of her own. Coincidence? Cosmic justice? Or a league that still can't control a boiling physicality problem? Let's unpack the receipts, the outrage, and the reality check Sophie herself put on the story.
Is the play that just occurred.
That's like she tries to slide over right there, and Hartley just kind of falls and makes collision with that lower leg. You see her immediately grab it. And she went down hard and was clearly in a lot of pain.
Here's what everyone saw first. A scramble, bodies crashing, Sophie hits the deck and immediately clutches her knee. No delay, no test step, just pain and a straight walk, well, carry, to the locker room. In the background, Bria Hartley. Cameras catch what looks like a smirk. One frame becomes a narrative. And once that single image hit timelines, nuance didn't stand a chance.
This picture is going viral with Bria Hartley with the sinister grin, right? This malevolent look that's on her face right now. Clearly smiling after injuring Sophie Cunningham, man.
Because fans weren't just reacting to one fall. They were reacting to a season's worth of little fires. Clips of tugs, shoves, scrapes, and yes, hair being grabbed in a rebound fight were already bookmarked in people's minds. When those memories collide with a player on the floor holding her knee, the verdict tends to get written before the whistle even sounds. Intent becomes assumption. Assumption becomes certainty. And certainty spreads faster than any official statement.
You know, scary moment as we went to commercial. Sophie Cunningham hit the floor hard, and she is being helped off the floor, heading back to the locker room.
Let's slow it down. The play. Sophie slides. Contact comes low. The leg gets trapped, and she's down. Trainers out. Teammates surround. The arena shifts from noise to worry. That part's simple. What isn't simple is intent. Because intent lives in heads and hearts, not on slow-motion video. Fans saw a grin and read it as malice. Others argued it was a split-second, "oh no" face caught at the worst possible time. But the internet doesn't wait for explanations. It crowns villains first and asks questions later.
Sophie Cunningham, let's be clear here. Sophie Cunningham was targeted. Let's be very, very clear here. But Sophie Cunningham was flat out targeted by a dirty, dirty player.
And then came the echo chamber. Headlines, dirtiest play. Comment sections, kick her out. Talk radio energy, protect the players. The outrage got another surge when people remembered Sophie had been fined earlier in the season for criticizing officiating. So the message felt backward. Speak up, get punished. Collide hard, keep playing. That contradiction is gasoline to a fan base already convinced their stars aren't being protected.
Making all kind of excuses to say that Bria Hartley is not a dirty player. Let me tell y'all something, man. Come on in here. Come on in here, man. Let me tell y'all something. If it quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, eats like a duck, it's a duck, man. Come on, man. She is the dirtiest player in the WNBA right now, winning the trophy. All right? Winning the trophy for her. Don't sit here and try to tell me Bria Hartley is not a dirty player.
Pause. Pattern interrupt. Because here's the twist that threw everyone. Before the league could even rule on anything, the Connecticut Sun announced Bria Hartley is out for the season with a right knee meniscus tear, sustained in practice. Not a suspension, not a statement from the league office, just season over. For a lot of people who were screaming for consequences, that news felt like an answer from somewhere else. The basketball gods, the universe, instant karma, pick your phrase. Social feeds lit up with the symmetry of it all.
It stated, Connecticut Sun guard Bria Hartley will miss the remainder of the season due to a meniscus tear in her right knee. Injury sustained during team practice. You got hurt at practice? Hartley is expected to make a full recovery. So you mean to tell me her own team hurt her? Oh, my God. Her own team hurt her? Oh, man. Oh, dog. This is funny as hell. I should laugh. But damn, dog. How your own team hurt you, bro? Hartley is expected to make a full recovery. Additional updates will be provided.
Now, we're going to take a stance, but a thoughtful one. Celebrating injuries is never it. Not for Sophie, not for Bria, not for anyone. If you truly want a safer league, you can't cheer when a body breaks, no matter what you think of the player. That's not protection, that's payback theater. And it doesn't make the next game cleaner. Still, we can't ignore why the karma narrative landed so hard. Fans weren't reacting in a vacuum. They were frustrated by the officiating swing, tight one night, loose the next. They were tired of seeing collisions escalate while technicals and fines seemed to fall on words rather than actions. They were already convinced that some teams are allowed to play on the edge with no consequence. So when Sophie went down and the camera found that split-second expression from Hartley, the story wrote itself.
So it said, wonder if she's grinning now. Oh, instant karma on their ass. Prayers do come true. Some of the same people complaining about injury. Somebody said, man, the storyline of this league is incredible. Man, I did an incredible video talking about the injuries, dog. Somebody said, oh, that's terrible news. That's a voodoo doll. No more head hunting for her.
Here's where the story swerves again. The U-turn moment the internet wasn't ready for. Sophie Cunningham herself went on record. She doesn't think there was malicious intent. On her podcast, she basically said, wrong place, wrong time. Basketball play. She even called Bria a friend. That's not spin from a PR department. That's the injured player choosing restraint when she had every social incentive to swing. That alone should make everyone tap the brakes.
I know Bria, and I'm actually really good friends with Bria, and I had been waiting to get on the pod and so we could talk about this because I did want to tweet it out, but I don't think that there was no ill intent. I think it was basketball play. I was just in the wrong spot at the wrong time. She fell. Like, there's no way that she would go in there and potentially try to hurt me. And so I have nothing but love for Bria. And I even told my mom because she tweeted something. I was like, no, Mom, I get it, but I promise you that I was like, Bria and I are super cool, and she would never try to hurt me because there are some girls that I think might, but she wouldn't do that. And so I have nothing but love, and so I hope people stop giving Bria some heat because I don't think she meant to do that at all.
At the same time, Sophie isn't some passive character in her own story. She pushed back when her family got dragged. She fired off a sharp F around and find out post, and she made it clear she's not here to be a victim. That duality, grace on the mic, fire online, tells you a lot about who she is. Competitive, blunt, loyal, and unwilling to let anyone else define her or her team. Let's zoom out to the league. The WNBA has a credibility issue whenever player safety, officiating consistency, and discipline collide. If fans believe the refs swallow whistles on dangerous contact, while the league hammers players for saying so, trust erodes. And once trust erodes, every hard screen looks like a cheap shot, and every grimace becomes a grin. The fix isn't mysterious. Clear standards, visible enforcement, fast communication. Explain what's a basketball play, what crosses the line, and what the penalties are. Then apply them the same way in May and in August, home or away, star or role player.
I'm officially 3 for 3 on being fined by the WNBA.
Holy shit. For this? For the pod? Again?
They didn't like my comments on Paige Beckers.
No way.
Say anything bad.
On the whistle? On the quick whistle?
Yeah. But why?
Now the human part. 2 players, 2 knees, 2 seasons changed. Sophie Cunningham. Surgery, rehab, an empty box score but a full calendar of grind ahead. Bria Hartley, same reality. There's no winner in that. There's just the reminder that careers run on ligaments and luck, as much as talent and training. And yet, inside Indiana's locker room, something else took shape. The Fever didn't sit in the sadness. Kelsey Mitchell detonated for a career night heater, earning Player of the Week honors. Lexi Hull stepped into a steadier, louder voice. Aaliyah Boston kept doing trench work that doesn't always trend, but always matters. And hanging over all of it is the day-by-day watch on Caitlin Clark. Because when Clark snaps her return window shut and steps back on the floor, the geometry of every defense they face changes on contact.
But that, like, I was like, Bria and I are super cool, and like, she would never try to hurt me, because there are some girls that I think might, but she wouldn't do that. And so I have nothing but.
Well, Sophie, I got news for you. The universe thought otherwise.
That's the success picture. Not a revenge tour, a resilience arc. The kind you can feel in the way the bench stands, in the way timeouts sound, in the way a huddle looks when the coach says, "This is how we live." Injuries took a swing at Indiana's season. Chemistry swung back. If you're a Fever fan, you don't need the league to write a redemption script. Your team is already doing it.
Back to intent, one more time, because it matters. We can debate screenshots forever, but the fairest lens is this: actions over time. If a player racks up too many reckless moments, the league owes the rest of the players clarity and consequence. If that same player gets hurt, we owe them humanity. Both things can be true. Accountability and empathy aren't opposites. They're teammates.
Somebody said this was her karma. She went into every game this year and either tried to bully someone because she knew her team had her back, or she did a dirty play on someone she knew her team had her back. She never stood up for herself and then injured someone for the whole season. And guess what? Her team ended up injuring her. Her team ended up injuring her, bruh.
Because this isn't just about one Sun player and one Fever player. It's about a product in a growth spurt. Bigger audiences, louder debates, higher stakes. If the league nails consistency now, it cashes in later. If it fumbles now, every big night risks being hijacked by controversy. Let's close where we began, with Sophie. She didn't choose to be the center of this. She didn't script the timing, but she did choose her response. Gratitude, honesty, and, when necessary, edge. That's why fans rally to her, not because she's perfect, because she's real. She'll rehab, she'll return, and she'll probably talk a little spicy when she does. That's sports. That's why we watch.
Well, you come at Sophie's sister, you come at Sophie. And Sophie saw this comment, and bless her heart, she answered it. She answered it. Some of us were raised by the words of, quote, "Don't bite off more than you can chew." And some of us didn't. Quote, "F around and find out." F around and find out. Kiss. God bless this woman. Yeah, seriously. She's great.
As for Bria Hartley, her season ends the way no one wishes. Strip away the narratives, and it's a person facing surgery, boredom, doubt, and an uphill climb back to who she was. We don't have to rewrite the past to extend basic decency in the present. Hold opinions. Demand standards. But leave room for people to grow and for stories to change. So, no, I'm not going to dance on a season-ending injury. And I'm not going to pretend fans invented their frustration out of thin air. Both things can be true. The snapshot that launched 1,000 takes is going to live forever on the internet. The next step is making sure the league's response lives up to the moment. Protect players. Clarify the line. Enforce it without fear or favor.
Some of the reaction online, and guys, it's despicable. It really is. There's a lot of people celebrating this injury. And guess what? You can imagine who it is. It's members of the old WNBA fandom, the ones that root for Paige Beckers and Angel Reese and Asia Wilson and all the usual damn suspects.
Indiana will keep fighting because that's the only gear they know. Kelsey's microwave is still plugged in. Lexi's voice is getting louder. Aaliyah's shoulders are still doing the heavy lifting. And when Caitlin flips the switch, the Fever's ceiling jumps a floor. That's not hope. That's a plan. If you're riding with Sophie, drop a message of support. If you want a cleaner league, demand standards, not scapegoats. And if you believe in basketball karma, remember this. It isn't about what happens to your rival. It's about what your team becomes when the worst happens to you.
We'll keep tracking Sophie's recovery, Indiana's push, and how the league handles the Heat. Until then, take care of your knees, take care of your words, and we'll see you in the next one.